Here we have Sheriff Clifford with the Idaho County Sheriff's Office. I see some familiar faces. It's been a little while since I've been able to come up here and join in one of these luncheons, so I appreciate you having me back. I just wanted to give a real quick overview to how the sheriff is contracting with our cities here in Idaho County. So we have the Chief of Police for Eagle, Wilkie here, and I'm the former Chief of Police, but the Chief of Police is part of the Sheriff's Office. So it's a really great relationship to where we can take the cities of Star, Cuna, and Eagle, and they contract with us to give them a police department of their own. And you'll see they police on the car, police on the patch, even though it's for the Sheriff's Office. And it's a benefit for the cities because we're able to take all the resources from the Sheriff's Office and provide it to the cities for no extra charge. So basically, the simplistic part is you go to the mayor and he says, well, I want two more police officers. We say, okay, well, here's your two police officers. And I always describe it as, it's like a police officer in a box, right? It's in a little shoebox. In the box comes a car and the training and the equipment, all figured out right down to type that goes on their Class A uniform. So say, okay, well, this is what it costs for your two deputies, and we never go back to the mayor and say, hey, you know what, I want to send this person to training and it's outside my budget, so I'd like a little more money. Nope, that's his problem. He's got to manage his own budget to make sure that the money that the city paid him is going to meet the budget. So it's very simplistic for the city. It gives extra coverage for the citizens. You get better response, you get better equipment, and we need a team of drones or dogs or the SWAT team. Then the sheriff's office shows up and provides that service to the city of Eagle. It's also nice because Cuna, Star, and Eagle are all a little bit different communities. So we can say, well, what types of policing do you want done here? Or you can kind of tailor it a little bit without drifting away from our values. And right now, we're really, really blessed to have the three mayors that we have in our contract cities. They know that. I don't know how great it is all the time. But it's a great relationship, and I hope that kind of maybe kind of clears how that works. People sometimes don't understand, well, how does it be a police department with the sheriff's office? But it's a very simple relationship, but we keep the mayor and the chief working together well. And as long as they're communicating and everything's working out, citizens get really, really great emergency services. And Eagle is only second to Star as far as response rate anywhere else in Idaho County. I can't remember what it is, but it's the second fastest response rate. I think it's only because Star's footprint is so much smaller. So we'll keep working on that, and it just kind of goes to show the kind of service that we're able to provide. Where with no police department, it would take a lot longer for an unincorporated deputy to respond to emergencies. So that's kind of how that works. So I'm going to let Ryan come up here and introduce himself.
Matt, talk about your offering.
Oh yeah. So set the sheriff's thing aside for a second. But there's a golf tournament coming up October 11th. It's out on the Chamber of Commerce site.
Right, yeah, we have it posted.
You have it posted on the Chamber of Commerce site. It's for a Beaver campaign fundraiser to win an election next year, a special election. So if you are a golfer, or you want to sponsor a hole, or you want to just put a team in, go to the site and you can get on the QR code.
Right, it's on our Facebook page. There'll be a QR code. Just go put that on there.
Yeah, right. Get on the QR code and it'll take you right to the site that you can sign up. If you sponsor a hole, you also get a team that can participate with that sponsorship. So love to see you out there. Probably one of the, depending on how the weather does, probably one of the last chances for a tournament this year. So if you're a golfer, come on out.
And it's only $300, and it's at
Just kidding.
it's at the river course.
Yeah, it's at the River Club. It's $300 for a team of 4, which is pretty cheap, and then $1,000 for a sponsorship for a hole. And again, you sponsor to get a free team. So get on there quick before all the spots fill up, And anything else I should say about
No,
that?
you're
I'm not
great.
selling it very well. Jason knows how to do that.
You're doing great.
Thank you, Jason. So anyway, I'm going to bring Chief Wilkie up here. So like I said, I was the chief of police, and luckily I had a guy kind of just waiting right behind me saying I'm ready to go. And that was Ryan Wilkie. He was working for me when I was the chief and was able to step into the role. The mayor wanted him to do that, and that was a big part of him getting promoted to where he's at, which says a lot for Ryan. And so, Chief Wilkie, welcome.
Thank you. Matt Clifford, everybody. I like to make it seem like a comedy club, kind of. No, I'm Chief of Police Ryan Wilkie. Thank you. And I'll give you a quick story. When I first came here to Ada County in 2013, I worked in the People's Republic of California for a decade before I came out here. And Matt was one of the first day I was on the job, I got to ride with then Sergeant Matt Clifford, and he immediately made fun of my boots, which were really shiny. And he's like, well, out here, boy, they're going to wear those shiny boots. He's like that, but I like to make him sound like that. And then he immediately took me into the middle of the desert, and my boots were never the same. But I worked to get them shiny again. But I gave a report at last city council meeting, and I'll be giving one at the end of the month. Traffic right now, obviously in Eagle, is a big concern. Kids are back in school, and I just want to tell everybody, if you can, please remind if you have kids that are attending schools. The one thing that we try to get our SROs with too, well, our SRO at Eagle High, is the fact that every year we have new drivers. My son just got his driver's license, and he has about a $1,500 truck. That was my grandpa's, actually. And he deserves that truck for the way that we don't deserve a starter vehicle, but Jackson's a very responsible kid. But when I go in the car with him, he drives extremely slow. And he's like, Dad, you know it says a V6 in it, right? I'm like, yeah, I do. But until it gets to slow down, as best we can. We'll be doing some stuff at the schools in the park area, especially in Floating Feather with Eagle Middle. That's mostly because of parents in that area. But just take a little extra precaution, kids back in school, and as the weather changes too, we'll also be reminding them it's not okay to drive to school with a tank visor when we have our windows that frost up. And I know we all have to get into places, but kids will really bad to take a credit card and make like a little kind of slit like this and drive to school. Can't do that. So please don't do that. If you're saying, oh, I do that all the time or whatever, please don't. We give little reminders for that stuff, and that's I take it full offense, but we'd rather educate. We'll be working with on another area of concern in our area, Linden and Chinder, should be Chinder. Actually, I won't go into it, but I was educated on why it's called Chinder. It's actually because of Chinese garden. You know, I learned that through some networking recently, but that corridor is both owned by, if you will, Meridian and Eagle. Certainly working with the Eagle Police Department. The Eagle Police Department will be teaming with Meridian Police Department, doing some traffic control in that area. You'll see a lot of motorcycles in that area because we're all having some volume issues, I'll call them. And so we'll be working as best we can to kind of calm that area down. A lot of, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but when a light turns yellow and then it turns red, you don't just continue through the intersection. And that's what we're seeing, a big problem with over there. It's everybody's laughing because, you know, we see it all the time, and we're getting pretty lucky in that area. We haven't had any serious wrecks lately, but I can think back in the last 6 months, we had a pretty serious one on a red light violator. So those are just some of the things we did have. I'll touch on it, then I'll hand it back to Mike. What a great case. We have great detectives in Eagle, and one of our detectives, McKechran, wrapped up a case that I touched on at City Council last month. I can't remember the total amount of charges. I don't have the information in front of me, but it's upwards of 16 burglary cases that we wrapped up, and we had charges filed, felony charges on a series of greenbelt and area around it being burglaries and vehicles that were, so we were able to solve it. And having been a detective for a little bit of time, and probably not a very good one, it's amazing to me the amount of effort that it takes to have a whodunit kind of crime and then put somebody behind bars. And we were able to do that and solve upwards of 16 of these cases and multiple felony charges. So just know that behind the scenes, it's not maybe the most cool police work. These guys treat it as if it's the coolest stuff around, and they get results. So I'm extremely proud of our investigators in that particular case. Feel free, if I'm pretty easy to find, if you guys have questions, you can come by and I can give you some details on that. But thank you, extremely proud to be the police chief, and I'm available if needed.